Restaurant owner plays, victim after staff insulted a black customer. Here it is.
Size correctly.
What's the issue over here?
I think you should talk to him because he already confirmed it with me.
I just asked what's the issue.
She didn't apply your happy hour discount like she was supposed to.
Okay, well, let's not be a bitch. She's gonna get it taken care of. You don't even.
What's your name?
Even in here.
What's your name?
Just be quiet.
Where's your manager? I just recorded what you just said, right? Can I speak to a manager?
You called her the B word, a customer. Put it up full mass. Wow. Restaurant owner plays victim after staff decided to insult a black paying customer, a black content creator dining at Crafted in St. Louis, said she was stunned by a confrontation with the white server after simply asking about her bill, an incident she caught on camera and later shared online. Quote, "What's the issue over here?" the employee asked as she walked up to the woman, still seated, sipping her drink, waiting to cash out. The customer, calm but clearly frustrated, told her to speak with the bartender, someone she already talked to about a billing error, apparently because the original values had, the original, waitress had taken too long to return. And the issue was about the cost or the discount being applied. Quote, "I just asked what's the issue." The staffer replied flatly, even though the woman had just explained it. The customer laid it out. Again, it's a happy hour discount, hadn't been applied to the bill. The bartender had already acknowledged the mistake and promised to fix it. She then told the waitress to check with her coworker about it. That's when the server snapped. "Okay, let's not be a B word. She's going to get it taken care of," she says. After the initial confrontation, Courtney said she followed the server to get some answers, as she did. The manager emerged from the kitchen area. She explained what had just happened and confirmed that one of her servers had just called her the B word. After acknowledging the situation, Courtney said the manager brushed her off and returned to the back without resolving anything. Moments later, Maddy approached again, this time appearing to Courtney as if they knew each other. She began using Courtney's first name and made cryptic remarks, insisting things like, "You're not even supposed to be here," XYZ, Courtney said. See, people, this is when things go from bad to worse. Maybe this will be part of a training exercise in the future. But if it would have been handled appropriately, if the manager would have acted like she was doing something to remedy the insult. "I'm going to get to the bottom of this. I don't tolerate things like this in my restaurant. Point it out to me." And then when the patron leaves, maybe you can go back to your good old boy system, good old girl system in this case. But the fact that you were disrespectful in front of the patron and decided not to even engage in a thoughtful remedy after a patron is called the B word or pointing out an error that everyone agreed was an error makes no sense. So moments later, Maddy approached again, this time, speaking to Courtney as if they knew each other. Next, another staff member appeared at the table side. Got another staff member involved with Maddy and asked what was going on. According to Courtney, Maddy admitted right then to calling her the B word. Everybody's on record. The other employee scolded Maddy on the spot, saying, We do not talk to our customers that way. After that, both employees disappeared into the kitchen before returning with the manager again. Courtney said she then warned the manager that she planned to post the video to social media. The manager pleaded with her not to. The manager explained that the bartender had misunderstood the happy hour promotion. Man, we are well beyond the damn happy hour promotion at this point. She misunderstood it. We got that. But I didn't misunderstand the B word that was shared with this sister. So that part is the imperative now. Not the discount, but the rudeness. All right. So the manager explained that the bartender was, well, confused, basically, misunderstood the happy hour promotion and acknowledged the special had not been made clear to the staff. She offered to take 50% off the bill. But by then, Courtney and her group were ready to leave. The tension between Courtney and the waitress, the manager admitted, made her believe something deeper was at play in the whole situation. Eventually, the confrontation ended with the manager basically comping the entire bill. Quote, I'm taking my business back to Clayton because Clayton is more affluent area in St. Louis. No, it's not the only place with good food, but they have decorum. You know, these people here were absolutely out of their mind. She said everything that happened was totally uncalled for. So later, the owner got involved, Miss Danny Davis. So Miss Davis gets involved, posted her own TikTok, and decided to do this. And once again, this should be part of a training video of what not to do. Here it is.
I am now coming on here to address what everybody wants me to address and respond to the videos that you're making and dragging Crafted through the mud and trying to destroy my business. I don't know what I ever did to you or what Crafted did to you, but, you know, what we did, I apologize. You know, all of your followers are now attacking my business. A personal issue that you have with one of my employees is now ruining a small neighborhood business, a woman-owned business. We told her in front of you that wasn't acceptable. She got yelled at that evening. She was even told that she's on permanent probation and off the schedule. I think that there was a lot of information left out, and the other server, you know, left in tears. Like, we were back here for 45 minutes consoling her because she was bawling her eyes out.
How dare you? I understand now. To the owner, I get your point. You have totally changed the mind of everyone who saw that. How dare this young lady make young white women cry? How dare she not be okay with the fact that you scolded somebody and put them on permanent probation? Whatever the hell that means, I'm sure it's illegal. That had to be the most insane apology. As a matter of fact, Jordan, cue it up. We're going to play it again. That has to be the most insane apology. First of all, she started with, yeah, I'm here because this is what y'all want me to do. Y'all want me to answer this, so I'm here. Play it again.
I am now coming on here to address what everybody wants me to address and respond to the videos that you're making and dragging Crafted through the mud and trying to destroy my business. I don't know what I ever did to you or what Crafted did to you, but, you know, what we did, I apologize. You know, all of your followers are now attacking my business. A personal issue that you have with one of my employees is now ruining a small neighborhood business, a woman-owned business. We told her in front of you that wasn't acceptable. She got yelled at that evening. She was even told that she's on permanent probation and off the schedule. I think there was a lot of information left out, and the other server, left in tears. Like, we were back here for 45 minutes consoling her because she was bawling her eyes out.
I mean, this young customer presented a massive inconvenience to the unprofessional service she received. Man. To the owner, madam, number one, the customer does not have an obligation to uphold your business. The people who work for you do. They are the ones who provided the ammunition and the unprofessional service. They decided to engage in a level of discourtesy that has created the system that you're in now. What is that system? It's called the court of public opinion. All right. Yasmin, thoughts here?
Yeah, it's kind of crazy to me how often people just randomly are recording moments of their lives. Like, people just go around setting up tripods everywhere they go. But in a world where accountability is so hard to come by, you can't blame people for just documenting everything or wanting to document their interactions with people. But, like so many of the incidents that we cover on the show, this was all just so unnecessary. None of this needed to happen. She needed something fixed on her bill. It wasn't all that. It was not that big of a deal. Why did it escalate the way it did? I don't know. Why were so many employees involved? I don't know. And why was it handled the way it was? It was wildly unprofessional the way it was dealt with for the manager to scold the employee at the table side in front of the customer. I don't know, like, our audience can correct me if I'm wrong, but in my experience, usually, the employee wouldn't be allowed near the customer again. The manager would respond to the customer from there on out. The customer would leave, and then the employee would be disciplined after the customer has left the restaurant. And, at first, I didn't agree that this woman's business needed to be targeted and trashed, but oh my God, that apology video was wild. I do tend to sympathize sometimes with business owners. It is a lot of work and investment and liability to open and run a business, right? I don't necessarily think that people should be skewered for isolated incidents, but that apology video was wild, right? There was no remorse. There was no appropriate action taken against the employee that was involved. She was just put on probation. And then the employee's feelings were prioritized over the customers. They were prioritized over the fact that she was the one who called the customer the B word, unprovoked it seems, and told her that she didn't belong in the establishment. If a bully is crying in the corner, they're still a bully, right? And this woman chose to support a bully over a customer. And that is not good business. And that is not a business that I personally would want to support if I was in the St. Louis area.
Yeah. And the patron, the young lady, she remained professional, calm, requested a manager in an assertive but respectful manner. I don't understand why the owner decided to do this. You did yourself absolutely no favor. And typically, Yasmin, the small business ownership dynamic will show that there's a significant reflection between boss and worker.
Yeah, you can't hide behind some kind of corporate structure.
That's
This
right.
is your business. These are your values. And by releasing this video and by choosing not to fire the employee, you are telling everyone exactly where your values lie.
Yeah. And not just issuing a damn regular ass apology.